One of the many things that COVID's revealed about our country is the crisis in manufacturing. We discovered, to our horror and shame really, that we couldn't even make basic medical supplies. You're not talking advanced pharmaceuticals, nuclear submarines, you're talking face masks and hand sanitizer. But this didn't just happen overnight. We're in the 9th year of this failing Liberal government, the wasted Morrison decade. Australia now, though, is dead last out of every developed nation in the world. Every OECD nation, we're dead last now in manufacturing self-sufficiency. We only make about 68% of the stuff that we need for our own economy. In terms of total economic output, so the whole of the Australian economy, manufacturing is now only about 6%, yet in the 1970s it was about 30%. Now, I know we've grown other industries, sure, but manufacturing is not just like any other industry. It's the most innovation-intensive sector. It's critical to our national security and prosperity. The jobs in manufacturing overall are high quality. They're usually full-time, usually secure and permanent, and they pay above-average wages. They're good jobs. And they anchor hundreds of thousands of other jobs in the broader economy through the supply chains. It's hugely important in my electorate of Bruce, the great Dandenong manufacturing precinct. Yet under the Liberals in south-east Melbourne, manufacturing share of our total economy has fallen every year for the last 8 years, now in their 9th year. Now, the government pretend to care. They talk about it when they think it's useful for them, but it's all fake. We saw last year the Prime Minister's record on job creation. He set a piece of his budget. Remember the JobMaker scheme? It was going to make 450,000 jobs, he told us. He ran around the country announcing the 450,000 jobs. And what happened? Well, when the cameras were gone, they scrapped the scheme and it created barely 1% of what they promised. Their job creation record is a fraud. They chased the car industry out of Australia. That's how much they cared about manufacturing, destroying a valuable industry and the supply chain that sat behind it. But the challenge for Australia now, as we come out of the COVID recession and Morrison's lockdowns, is how to boost manufacturing. The Prime Minister doesn't have a plan. He talks about snapback. Let's make things just how they were. Well, that's a low-wages, weak manufacturing economy. We deserve and need better. A Labor government will deliver a future made in Australia, a plan to build back stronger, a $15 billion National Reconstruction Fund to revive Australian manufacturing, partnering with the private sector, smart policy, the Australian Skills Guarantee to give apprentices, trainees and cadets a chance on government projects, give them a start, the Defence Industry Development Strategy, the National Rail Manufacturing Plan, and now our 10-point Buy Australian plan. $200 billion the Commonwealth Government spends on procurement. We can squeeze more value for small and medium businesses and create more jobs in Australia with a smart Buy Australia policy. Contrast with the government's laissez-faire, let it rip, she'll be right approach.
Time has expired, and I call